See, I told you. No, it's too late. I'm done. So that was my body talking to me. People think that quitting your 50s is so dramatic, and it actually can be if you wait so long that your body just suddenly decides to give up on you. I'm gonna show you how it happened to me and how I got to where I am today here in Thailand. Just about a year and a half ago, I was working 12-hour days, commuting to work over an hour every day. And since quitting that job, I've traveled to about 5 different countries, and now I'm here in Thailand. I left a long failing relationship and a life that I thought I was going to be stuck in for the rest of my life. But I was able to walk away from all of it and start over. Now, I don't say this to brag or anything like that. I just see hundreds, if not thousands of women who comment that they want to make a change too, but life just seems to be weighing them down so much with the kids, spouse, bills, health issues. They just feel it's too late for them. So that's who I'm speaking to right now. If you're listening to this, it means that you're still alive. And that means you also have the opportunity to make a change out of something or a situation where you're feeling trapped. But what you don't want to do is to wait until you're forced to do it. And that's the part I want to go into today. But I have to start from the beginning. So if you're interested in leaving a situation or person that no longer feels like they fit your life anymore, or to the person that you're becoming, then stay tuned. I woke up just about every morning stiff and in pain. My back always felt like it was on fire, and it would take me until I got out from a hot shower for my body to finally loosen up a little bit so I could walk comfortably and not feel like I was hobbling. Then I had a long commute to work, and that put me back in pain, no pun intended. I had been sitting in traffic for well over an hour. That was my daily. And after a while, it started showing up during my workday and wouldn't leave. I could be sitting there and then I'd feel like I have to stand up and do some stretches. I'd walk down the hall and still feel it. And sometimes just when I thought it was gone, standing there talking to somebody like longer than a few minutes, and then I could feel it just start nagging at me all over again. By the time I would get home, I was mentally exhausted, not just from the 12-hour workday, but also from just managing that pain all day. At first, I just complained about it. And I fit right in at work because everybody there was complaining about something. Then even I got tired of hearing myself. And people there who knew me pretty well, they would see me like shifting back and forth in my chair, and they would ask me, "It's your back, isn't it?" And I'd always say the same thing. Yeah, but it's okay. I went to a bunch of different doctors. I had alternative medicine treatment, physical therapy. Nothing was long lasting. I started getting a little nervous about my situation because I was like, how much longer am I going to be able to tolerate this? Over a weekend, I would start to feel like my body was resetting itself. Come Monday morning, all back again. No pun intended. I was working all day, every day, and using my whole weekend just to recover. That's not living. Finally, I went to my GP and I asked him about disability. Oh, we don't do that anymore. They changed the laws now because people were taking advantage of the system. Well, I don't know if he thought I was trying to work the system or what, but all I knew was that I literally couldn't go on much longer. So that's when I started seriously thinking about what would I do if I couldn't work there any longer. I was already working at a top level position there. If I went someplace else, the hours could be worse, the pay could be worse. All these what ifs kept showing up, and I was constantly stressed out. I would meditate and it would go away for a little bit, and then something or someone would trigger it and it would come right back. The last doctor I went to convinced me that the only way to fix it would be to sever the nerve in my back that was causing the pain. So I finally agreed, and he set me up with a series of 6 appointments in the hospital. That first one was when he had to locate the nerve that was causing the problem. I remember laying on the treatment room table, and he had this needle or something sharp that he used to stick inside my back to locate the nerve. I have never, ever in my life been in that much pain. And I have 2 kids. I cried like a baby and I never went back. And by then I had all these mounting medical bills from all the different specialists that I was referred to who all wanted a piece of my insurance. The biggest bill out of all of them came from the last one who told me the procedure was covered, but then come to find out there were all these incidentals. And those incidentals, thousands of dollars. Health insurance in the US is a racket. Yeah, I said it. And not too long before that, I had 2 family members that passed away, and that was a difficult time period. And I had to keep all that inside. I had to keep going. There was no time for me to break down. I couldn't afford to. The job wasn't paying enough. Couldn't rely on the relationship for safety or support. I felt trapped, and I didn't know how I was going to change my situation. There was no one that was going to come save me. I kept thinking that if I feel like this in my 50s, what's 60 gonna feel like? And you know what answer came to me? You're not choosing to stay. You're avoiding choosing to leave. And so my body made the decision for me. It didn't mean that I had failed. It just meant that my body had to speak louder than my mind at that time. Sometimes when we have all these outside noises, it makes it harder to hear our intuition. Then it happened. They called me into work for a meeting. I was reprimanded about taking my vacation at the wrong time yet again. And they wanted to know, why did I do that? Maybe you're not happy here anymore. Before I responded, I had a moment. And that moment was as if the whole room suddenly stood still. I was in front of my creator and he just nodded and filled me with such peace. And then just like that, everything went back to normal. And I looked up and I said, you know what? You're right. I'm not happy here anymore. And here's my 2 weeks notice. Everybody's mouth in that room fell open. I just knew at that moment after I made the decision, everything was going to be all right. So let me ask you, is your body whispering for you to listen? Because if it is, don't wait for it to scream, because all you're doing is delaying your peace and your ultimate joy. I'm your exit queen, helping you to break free, rebuild, and glow from the inside and the out. And if you like this video, subscribe and check out a link in the description for the fastest way to make your exit before your body tells you it's time.